emotions. Breaking that chain of is a better way to express your emotions. You don't have to yell. You don't have to scream. You don't have to get hyper. You don't have to do any of that. You have to learn. I had to learn that I don't have to scream and holler to get my point across.
As y'all know, we had a number of people in the house coming up and stuff. That you made a guy something with your dinner, and that's it. The rest of the day you was drinking water.
Right.
So I used to always say, Lord, when I grow up and I have kids, one thing I want to always do is have something flavorful in the house for them to go get and drink.
Grown adults should be able to talk like we talking right now.
Right.
You may disagree, just agree to disagree and walk off. But anybody who have to yell and ready to fight, and they could look at me all they want and be like, "Oh, you scared?" No, I did that. I
What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Three Hearts, One Beat. I'm Lee,
And I'm Kim.
and I'm V.
and today's episode, guys, on the podcast is going to be about breaking the chains, breaking curses and chains that's been in your family for generations and generations, are just things that habits you may have picked up, and you be like, nah, I can't teach that bad habit to the next generation that's coming behind me. So we talking about breaking chains.
Right. And recognizing the change.
Right.
So that's the hardest part, is to recognize something that you've been raised around your family your whole life, and you think is good and is okay because you see it so often in your family.
Right.
But then as time go on and you intertwine with different communities and you go to different places and you meet different people, you start recognizing like, okay, I could see where that's not good.
Right.
You know,
Right.
so, and I know a lot of times it'd be hard to break those chains. And I mean, not to break them, but also break them, but to recognize them.
Right.
Because you're so accustomed to what you are used to.
Right.
Like, for instance, I'm going to use my mama for instance. How growing up, she used to always say, oh, when I have my kids, I'm going to make sure they could have something to drink whenever they want to.
Right.
Because when she was young, she recognized, like, when
Just
she
don't touch her Pepsis.
the back in the day, she didn't grew from that.
Yeah, she don't drink
I
them
don't
no
even
more.
think she drank that no more. But and it comes from when she probably was a kid, right? When you was a kid, you probably wanted to go to the refrigerator and grab you something with some flavor or whatever.
Well, and it was, most times it was never nothing there.
Right.
When I was coming up, it's always like with my older sister. If her or my mom gave you money, you went to that corner store, because at that time sodas wasn't nothing but about 10 cents.
I wish it was 10
There was
cents
about
now.
10 cents for a 16-ounce soda and stuff, or Coke or anything. But the only thing about it was in glass bottles. But yeah, and stuff. If you got something flavorful then, and if they had something in the house, as y'all know, we had a number of people in the house coming up and stuff. That you made a guy something with your dinner, and that's it. The rest of the day you was drinking water.
Right.
So I used to always say, Lord, when I grow up and I have kids, one thing I want to always do is have something flavorful in the house for them to go get and drink.
And fast forward today,
Today, all we
more
drink
water.
is the water.
Right. We drank a whole lot of
The
water.
water. We don't even worry about them flavorful drinks. If
Right.
we want something,
Now
we add something like a little pack towel water and stuff, and we good.
Right.
But we very seldom do that.
Right, but we had our moments when we drank a whole lot of sugary drinks growing
yeah.
up because she kept it in the house. But I was using that as an
I
example.
needed
like,
that fix.
Right. I was using it as an example on a small scale of recognizing
Right.
a chain that needed to be broken. She recognized it when she was young because she was going through it. Now, my thing is, what are some of the things you recognize later after you then grew and you like, oh no, I gotta break this? I'ma say mine's was financially, like all the understanding not living beyond not living beyond your means.
Right.
So the financial structure. So me learning later on in life more about that, like having that under control.
Right.
And it's still a work in progress, but I feel like it's getting there and it's better.
Right. I feel like mine was the financial. I was just talking to Mama earlier about this. Like I feel like mine was more of because when you receiving a paycheck every
Hmm.
week or every other week, you just spending unnecessary money that you
Right.
don't have to.
Have
And
to
then you'll
spend.
be like, man, where my money keep going? Whole while you're spending money on things. I'm talking about myself on things that you don't even really need. Eating here, eating there, eating
Right.
there, buying this because you can, buying that because you can, and you don't have to. But
Financial literacy is the word I was looking for.
yep, and that's exactly financial literacy. But another one, emotions.
Mm.
Breaking that chain of is a better way to express your emotions. You don't have to yell, you don't have to scream, you don't have to get hyper, you don't have to do any of that. You have to learn. I had to learn that I don't have to scream and holler to get my point across.
Well,
Right.
that's something I'm still working on because I guess because in life I came from a family that didn't have there wasn't arguing or fussing, but they was virtuous. They talk loud.
Hmm.
I have ain't y'all know my auntie that's still
Hmm.
here. Still she talk like
Hmm.
and stuff. And it don't mean that you're mad or you're fussing with somebody.
Right.
It's just that. And I'm trying to sometimes control that because sometimes I find myself talking louder. If I'm expressing myself, I get louder and louder
Hmm.
and
Hmm.
stuff. And I'm trying to work on that part for myself, not to be as loud when I talk
Right.
because that's how I came up. You know what I'm saying? But it's with that now that was all through my family.
Right, but see, yours is the talking loud, but you is emotional, but you is like your enthusiasm behind something, so you extra excited behind it. Mine's was more on, I was angry, so my
Oh,
anger was I'ma scream at you, I'ma say words that I shouldn't say, I'm going to hit below the belt, and I also had to break it because I learned later in life that's giving those people that control over your
Hmm.
emotions. And the only one I want to have control over me is God. That's it. I don't want basically a human man to, you know, basically have control over my emotions
Right.
like my sadness or my anger. Like I don't, and I feel like that was something I had to break because I used to be angry a lot,
Hmm.
and that was just a part of what things that I may have experienced in life and didn't recognize it. But it wasn't nobody's fault,
Right.
but
but so
mine's. But and the people who did it. But it's still at the end of the day, I didn't want to carry that. I had to break that curse.
Right.
yeah. But so what's the difference in say when someone because y'all know me sometimes people will be talking crazy get loud get crazy and I'll just look at them and walk away but sometimes people take that for a weakness or for granted that you don't say nothing or oh she must be scared or something but I try my hardest not to go into that same situation that you going into because I don't want to be like that.
Right.
That's not how I chose to be.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is what I'm gonna say. This is what I'm gonna say. As adults, this is a part of recognizing the change
Hmm.
because a lot of times adults still be hollering and screaming
Screaming.
and wanting to fight and all that. To me, I feel like those are people that just they have grown bodies, but
They still angry too
their
inside for
minds are
something.
still child
Hmm.
like because they haven't actually grown up here. Their body grew, but their body left their
Hmm.
mind. So they still have that child mentality of
Hmm.
like
Because you want
because
people to
grown
be scared of
adults,
you.
right?
Yeah.
Grown adults should be able to talk like we talking right now.
Right.
You may disagree, just agree to disagree and walk off. But anybody who have to yell and ready to fight and they could look at me all they want and be like, "Oh, you scared?" No, I did that. I my whole childhood, my teenage years, early 20s, I fought, and when that was me recognizing another chain, why is I'm fighting to prove to them that I'm not scared, to prove to people I'm not scared? No, I don't have nothing to prove because I know I'm not scared. But a lot of times, a lot of the people that would do that to you, mom, it's basically who they are really scared. See, I have been around people where they'll say whatever to their family members, but when they on them jobs, and them people be telling them what to do, and they do it with no problem. But they family members, they'll talk to any kind of way. They're trash or whatever, or some stranger on the street. They ain't gonna say nothing to them because they really scared. So you have to realize that breaking that chain is us within. In other words, I don't allow people to push me to that limit.
When you sit there, you can let them say whatever they want to say. That's you having control of your emotions, and they don't have control over those emotions. But sometimes, some people, like I say, I used to hit below the belt. That was a part of me. I wanted your reaction. I didn't know I was doing it at the time, but I knew I wanted the reaction from somebody because I know the way you made me feel played, I'm about to make you feel 10 times played more than I did. So it's basically, you know, in a way of similar to what V was talking about on the last podcast. When your sister, when Auntie Didi did what she said, and she felt played in that moment. So her reaction was, so what's your point? So she could get a reaction out of her. But the whole while you have to let people say what they go say. And I learned that working in customer service. You go have customers that's gonna come to you with the rudest, nastiest attitude. You can't give them the reaction. But you could answer them, but in the politest way. I had a customer. He got upset because I wasn't standing at the counter waiting for him to come. I had other things to do. Older white guy. He so he went up front and called management. When I came to the front and to recognize I was just up there literally 2 minutes before he walked up. I went to go to the back and get something. He came back. So he was talking to management. I just kept going on with the rest of what I was doing. He called down the case. So is I'm gonna ever get service? Like, la la la. I was like, I'm be on my way. I'm coming. Cause I would like to get service today. I'm gonna go somewhere else. Okay. I ain't give him the emotions that he wanted. And he walked off and he came back. And that mindset, it was a little childish because I was laughing on the inside. No, you ain't really was going nowhere else. You just wanted me to say, no, no, no. No. Since you was talking, I kept working.
That's that old mentality.
Right.
That is.
You was walking. I mean, you was talking. So I just stayed doing what I was doing. But I didn't get loud with him. I could have got loud. I could have went on his level. But I wasn't giving it to him because I don't even know you, first of all, to give you them type of emotions. And second of all, you're not worth it.
And y'all know I do fight from all them type of stuff. Because you know if somebody say something, I feel like sometimes if somebody say something to me, I used to be like that. Y'all know I did it with my brother. I did it with sisters. I did it with anybody who, you say something to me because you wanted to hurt me, or I'm going to dig deep on you and I'm going to hit you back with it.
Right.
Then I said that was wrong. That was wrong. When you sit back and think about things you did like that, oh, that was wrong. But do they
Right.
ever think they were wrong in hitting you, knowing, but they just knew to come hit below the belt and come hit you and stuff
Right.
with something, say something to hit you,
What
to
most
hurt your
siblings do.
feeling.
They have to answer for their own actions.
Right.
You
You're responsible for your own
Action. So I had to learn
basically
and stop answering them the way I need to answer them and stuff. I just let them go or do stuff like if they say
yeah.
something, I heard they say something, or this. Girl, them cell phones is amazing. All I do is go in there and block them for a while, and then I ain't got to be bothered.
That
They'll
came
get the perk.
I ain't know where she was going with
that
that.
one, right? She just
Them
that
cell
one,
phones is amazing me.
that one came out of nowhere. I was like, wait.
Block. You block for a little while, and then when I'm all right, and want to talk to you, I go back in my phone, unblock you, and it's okay.
I've been forgotten they be on block
For a
forever.
long time.
One
So
time it was like that because one aunties called me one time. We was by your uncle's house, and she said, "Cause I've been trying to call your phone. You must have me on block." I said, "Oh Lord, I forgot to unblock her."
I can't with you, lady. But that's
I said,
real
"Oh, I
though. You
forgot
was
to
just
unblock."
protecting your peace.
Right.
And that's what it is. And basically recognizing the chains, a lot of people have to know like you have to look deep and see. It's gonna present itself in time. But another thing is how the cycle repeats itself is because you don't recognize it.
you don't heal from a lot of things. Like how we start, well, how I started breaking the chains. I could say we because I feel like we all in the same semi area of life. Like you start healing from your past. And when you start healing from your past, you start recognizing all the stuff
Right.
that was wrong. But before you heal, you just was going with life.
Right.
You was just moving in everyday life. You was like how mama said, I was answering them. I was doing this. I was whole while you thought that's how you were supposed to react to those
React to 'em.
people. But when you start going, like you said earlier, when you start going around other people and dealing with other cultures, and everybody don't move like that.
Right.
Some people, I didn't been around families where they talk to each other.
Right.
And I didn't been around families where they move like my family was moving. We didn't know how to talk to each other. It was raising a voice. But then, I have my sister. She didn't always give me the reactions. It's just that her reaction, I used to have this thing of I read your facial expressions, and that's your facial expressions, and that's not just you, but like your facial expressions spoke volumes. So I had to recognize where that even come from. Like, why did I do that?
Right. And
So-
my facial expression to be something as simple as I be wanting to say something, but I'm catching myself. So now the facial expressions is coming from me catching myself because in that moment I knew I could have went lower. Even in situations
What's the
with,
purpose?
with other family friends, I knew I could have went lower and I knew I could have said some stuff, but and they probably felt like if you say this, I'm gonna say this, but I already accepted my past. You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
So I probably would be like, okay,
That's the big part right there.
Right.
How you break
It's
it.
almost like what you
right.
told
That's
Andy.
how
What's
you.
your perk?
That's how it don't. Basically, once you accept your past and you like, okay, I did that. I was a part of that. Yeah, I done that. I was wrong.
Right.
And you heal from it. It's like that saying when they say, sending the mail to my old house. I don't live there no more. So
That
you
part,
trying
I like that.
you trying to hurt me by sending mail to a house I moved from over 20 years ago.
I'm gonna start using that.
I don't live there no more. So it don't really matter.
That's a-
You know what
you
I'm
know,
saying? So
That's a
that is.
That's a
deep.
good one, girl.
That's
Where you get
deep.
that from, girl? The Holy
deep.
Spirit just speaking through. Girl, keep speaking, girl. Keep speaking, girl.
but
Dropping them
so-
gems.
girl, I know you something else, but the cycle repeats itself when you don't recognize it. Cause see, it all comes together because you have to recognize it
Right.
to want to break it. In other words, I'm gonna just use this as an example. Let's say a young lady get pregnant at 15 years old, right? And she have her baby, but her trauma because her mama had her at 15. So now she's pregnant at 15, but she choose not to grow. Now she had her baby at 15. When her baby get to be 15, her baby recognize like, oh, we struggling this and that. So I'm not getting pregnant early because I need something and I want to do something with my life. So now they recognizing that cycle and they don't want to repeat it.
Right.
So now they don't have no baby at 15. They may have a baby at 19, 20, or after they graduate college or once they get themselves situated.
Right.
You have to recognize it. like with Mama, for instance, she said,
And wait, pause. This is no knock on anybody
oh
who is a
right,
teen mom, cause
I seen some brilliant teen moms that had
right,
kids
this is
at
no knock
15
on
and
them.
16 years old and then went on and did some beautiful things with their
Right,
life. I
exactly.
was just using it as an
Yeah, I know.
example.
I was, you gotta put that
Right.
disclaimer in there.
Right, because I have people in my family that had kids at a young age and they doing
Generation after
amazing.
generation,
Right.
right, and they
So
good.
so it's not just that. I was just using it
As
as
an
an
example.
example.
Yeah,
But I get what Lee's saying because people say that. But yeah, my train of thought left after that. So
I'm sorry. I just had
no,
to.
right, you had to clear it up.
Yeah, my bad, son. My bad, son. So we paused for a second. I'm sorry about that, sis. My bad, dog. But we was talking about how cycle continuously repeats itself, and you have to, one, like we said at the beginning, recognize it.
Mm-hmm.
Two, it's how if I'm going to how will I start the breaking the chains of the things that's been cursed upon my family.
Mm-hmm.
And it was something Tabitha Brown said about food.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, not food, but just, oh, that sickness is hereditary and that run in the family and that
Right.
run in the family. No, what y'all eating running the family is the reason why so
All them
many
sickness.
different
Mm-hmm.
things happening, because y'all eating the same patterns of food. You have to break the chains. Like, for instance, in 2020, me and V was like, I ain't eating no more red meat. I'm not eating no more beef, no more pork. Haven't touched this since I want to say August of 2020. Haven't touched red pork. I say red pork.
Red pork.
My bad. My bad. Beef or pork at all.
Right.
And at this point, I don't miss it. I really don't miss it.
Mm-hmm.
So we started breaking the chains. Then we started recognizing, but my mom, my dad, and my baby brother, they continuously ate it, which was nothing wrong with that. But we decided to break the chains
Mm-hmm.
of eating it. Then we stopped eating chicken.
Right.
Because we started noticing, like, when you clean a chicken, look at all this stuff that's coming. Now you like, and then all the stuff now that's coming out of all the stuff they pumping into the food to is like, yeah, nah, I'm good.
Right.
So
And
now
now my mom. Right.
moms don't even, I want to say, girl, I'm proud of you, give me some.
Well, we
Oh,
never
yeah.
was a big pork family because I was just always skeptical about pork because you always hear that hereditary thing say all that pork, y'all eat a lot of pork, y'all eat pork, this pork that, and it causes black people to have
But in New Orleans, pork being almost everything.
every a lot
Everything.
of stuff.
And it be so good, too.
A lot of stuff.
Just
But
play.
yeah, I now so we never. But now I don't eat. I'm like y'all. I don't eat nothing but I'm a
Seafood.
Presbyterian. The seafood. I don't eat the beef, the pork, or the chicken.
Right.
Now
And
every now and then I miss it. Just the
that's
beef
going to
now.
happen.
The beef. But not I don't never miss the chicken, and I never was like I said was a big pork eater.
Mine was the bacon.
I used to miss I
Mine's is
miss that.
chicken. I miss chicken a lot. I be walking past some of these restaurants and seeing the chicken on the picture. I be like, man, that chicken looks so good. It's just a
Yep.
picture. So yeah, I be missing the chicken, but it's you breaking the curses
It's the
breaking
curses
the
and the
chains,
yeah.
breaking the chains of the bad food. Like, me and mom was just talking about this earlier. We don't even eat at fast food restaurants like we used to. I'm talking
Mm-hmm.
about, and it's no knock on people that do it.
The fast food
The
Nothing.
fast
restaurant.
food chains, I'm talking about, like the McDonald's, the Domino's, and all that stuff. We don't even eat all that stuff like we used to. It's just we started educating our minds a little bit more towards what we wanted our body temple to accept and what we don't want in it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's just, you have to learn how to recognize it and break it. You got to be free. Break them chains, break them shackles so
Right.
you could be free of it.
It be hard though because, like I said earlier, recognizing it I think be the hardest part.
Mhm.
Because if you don't know, it's different. So if you your whole life hang around these same 15, 20 people,
Mhm.
I'm gonna just put it like this: if your whole life you just hang around your family, and nobody in your family hangs around other people, they just hang with you. Y'all only gonna know the same information that y'all
In
constantly
a
feed each
circle,
other.
right?
So you're not gonna know nothing different because now your mind is conditioned to only think
One way.
like your family.
Fam, like your people that you
But
hang
when
with.
you start, when you get a person that leave out that box or leave out that city wall, and they meet somebody else, and then they meet this person, then they meet
Right.
this person, or they here, they there. Now they grabbing information and they bringing back new information. But to the family, it's gonna be foreign information, and they may think you wrong or you crazy. It's just that you stepped outside the box and got more information and brought it back. So breaking those cycles is hard if you don't even expand your mind.
Right.
They have books. You have the internet. Like a lot of people look at the internet and be like, "Oh, the internet just this and it's just that."
Right.
It's gonna feed you
Yeah.
what you looking
The
at.
internet
So
filled with so much brilliant information.
Information, and you
right,
can research a whole
like you
lot of stuff
right,
and get the truth yourself about certain things and anything. If I want to know about something, baby, I get on my little site and just ask the question and stuff so you can break it down. They give you the right answers and stuff. I'm more than sure that site is real good at giving you the right answers, but you gotta know how to research and do things and not just go by what somebody else say.
Right. Yeah,
right,
you can't. You could listen to what people say, but in my thing is like I don't go by what just people say. Now, when you say it, I have to go and get this source, that source, and if they line, if I get about 5 or 6 sources and they line up to that one thing you
right,
said, then I'm like, oh, maybe that is true. But
Yeah.
if I can't find nothing on it, yeah, nine
right,
times ten, I'm not gonna believe it because so you have to go get your own information from different places.
right. And the cycle will continue if you don't break it. Like I used to tell myself all the time, like I'm 43 and I don't have no kids, but I used to always say, Lord, when you bless me with kids, I want to be, mentally, financially, I want to be a person where I could teach them and not just have kids.
To say I
And
have them.
Because society say at
yeah, society,
20,
that's what I was about to say.
22, at a certain age, you should start having kids.
Right. And now I'm growing up with my kids. You know what I'm saying? I'm
Right,
learning
right,
versus you go always encounter stuff with your kids, but because that's your first time being a parent, like that's their first time being a kid,
right.
But the thing is, if you haven't grown and you haven't broken some chains that you encounter in your life, you just go pass it down to them. And I know I'm still go pass some chains down to my kids, but I'm praying that the chains I don't, it gives them a head start in life.
Right.
Well, they don't have to break all the chains that
Right.
so it's just I don't want it
Cause
to repeat itself.
cause everybody life already come with different baggage.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
And they
Different
do.
chains. But I do believe this is no knock to a parent or whoever is raising children. I do believe that you breaking your own chains of the things you went through and you witnessed and you experienced, but you also breaking the chains of the generational things that then came down from above you. You know what I'm saying? But it's
Right.
they not their fault because if they wasn't taught and then that generation wasn't taught and then how would you ever know? Like
Right.
in the black community, they have a thing of whipping kids. I used to think like that. Like, what's wrong with a whipping? You know what I'm saying? But then the older I got, the why would I whip on a kid? Like, how would you feel if somebody took a belt, a shoe, a wire, a branch, and whipped you with it?
Right.
That's what they did to slaves back in the day. Why would I? My child would never be my slave.
Basically, what I realized, like with the whipping, so because a child messed up, you just whip them and tell them don't do that no more.
Right.
So if you at work and you mess up, your boss should be able to whip you and tell you don't do that no more.
Basically.
But a lot of people don't look at it like that. Even with this, you go get some heat. You go get some heat. Like they not supposed to cause they my kids. They my kids. I'm raising them. I pay the bills, but them kids ain't asked to be here.
Right.
You brought them here. That was a gift from God. So you supposed to do your job as a parent and guide them. You supposed to bring them to the Lord, help them build a relationship with the Lord. So to say I whipped them because that's how I was raised, then that's a chain that need to be broken. But each person could do what they please, you know. And think about it. Look at it like this: how many stories y'all see online where a adult child will be like, "Oh, so you have McDonald's money for them, the grandkids. You have McDonald's money for them. Oh, so you ain't gonna whip them? But if that would have been me, I would have got whipped." That's because at that point, the grandparents then live life a little bit longer and they see things different. So when the grandkids get here, they're like, "Why you whipping them kids?" And the whole while you sitting there like, "You whipped me for something similar. Broke my back." You know what I'm saying? For something
Figuratively.
similar. For something similar. But you gonna ask me why is I'm whipping these kids, and this the same thing I call whippings for.
Right.
It's about breaking the chains and rewriting the legacy and changing it.
Right.
So once you recognize it, then you got to make sure it don't repeat itself.
Right.
And then after that, you have to basically rewrite the legacy. And rewriting it is explaining it to the kids. So let's say, for instance, in life, something happened to you when you was a kid, or you was a teenager, or your early 20s, or your 30s, however it go. Explain that to your kids. Because that's how when the Lord bless me with children, that's what I'm going to do. I'm not going to just say because I say so, or because I'm mama. I'm going to tell them, when mama was on such and such, I went through this. This is why I'm protecting you. Now, if you still go out there, there's a possibility that this could happen. But I'm just letting you know. I'm just letting you know that it's a possibility of this excuse me. It's a possibility of this happening. I'm just giving you advice. I'm not controlling you. I'm just giving you advice.
Right. And it's another thing of, because I said so, because I told you so, because I'm this person. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm mama, because I'm daddy. But it's also like, stop making your kids afraid to live their life with different things. Like, because it may have happened. Everybody navigate every situation differently. So what may have happened to you 15, 20, 30 years ago, it represent itself. It may not present itself the same exact way to the next generation due to this is the future. It revolves. The dough keep revolving. Yes, some, like they always say, the sun has seen everything.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? All it do is just repeat itself and repeat itself.
Like the bell bottoms and the bush and the braids, everything constantly come
Girl,
back.
girl, we ain't gonna even go there, girl.
You might as well don't throw it away.
I
'Cause it's gonna
remember,
come back.
I remember when Mama used to say, when I used to wear the bell bottom pants. Girl, I used to wear them when I was a kid in the 70s. I ain't care. I used to be like, okay, but I like my bell bottoms. I didn't care.
And I think they didn't came back.
They probably did. No, and it's stuff like they say the sun ain't seen nothing.
I know. I saw somebody with a TikTok, and he's like, the lady probably could have been in her like 30s, but she was, like, how you might try to do a little ski. They don't throw away nothing. Girl, box that up and let's put it in the attic, because if in about 10, 15 years, it'll be back.
It'll resurface itself.
Right.
And all you have to do is pull that out. Now you already ready.
Right.
But yeah, you have to rewrite. You have to rewrite your legacy, like at the end of the day, because it's things that you may have experienced that yours may have not. But it's also you want to send them into the adulthood with less baggage. It's possible. As a parent, you go put baggage on your kids. That's just a part of life. But it's you have to heal. So when you go to talking to them, you don't sit there and talk to them as a parent. Because if your friend was to sit in front of you with that same situation, your response would be totally different. And I'm not saying
show you watch Jeannie and Georgia,
Jenny and Georgia.
right there.
So basically, you have to talk to your kids. Even with watching that show, it shows me that Georgia had her times where it was she talked to her daughter like it was a friend, but then she had the parts where the screaming mom came out. Because but you have to, when you have a child, whether it's a son, a daughter, you have to, the same way you would talk to a friend in that situation, whatever the conversation may be, like on the show Jenny and Georgia that you just brought up. Jenny came home, she told her mama she was pregnant. Old Georgia was trying to slip out of there, but she talked it through. She was like, "This your decision. Whatever you won't do, I'm gonna be with you." You know, she was just talking
It
her
was
through it.
different when I went through it.
Right,
Basically.
right. See, she was like, "Cause for me, you was my life, but for you, it may be something different." You know what I'm saying? Everybody's situation is different, but when you make the choice that you made, you got to live with that choice. Them
Right.
consequence. That's all you have to do is talk to your kids and let them know,
Talk to
like,
anybody. Like,
yeah, anybody like that, like, basically, you right, anybody. You make that bed, you lie in it. But like V said, this could possibly happen, that may possibly happen, but you know it's still your decision to take. It's still your decision to walk away, whatever you may want. But as the person giving them the information, you don't want to push your agenda on
right.
them, because now it's like pressure. It's like they feel like they gotta uphold what you say towards, but the whole while is their life.
Right.
It's their life. You guys have to let, just not just your kids, just people around you in general, because you could have a friend who may have never seen different from the family member screaming at each other to get they try to get their point. Because honestly, when people scream at each other, y'all still
Right.
ain't solving nothing. Because on nobody hear nothing that nobody saying.
I didn't been around people like that where they'll be around, I guess, people and they don't get their point across and they always yelling and all that. Cause I didn't went through it. Like, and when people talk to me, and I'll just let them talk and
Right.
let them explain everything. And then when I go to talk, now they going to yelling, and I'm like, didn't I let you talk? Didn't I let you explain? Cause I know what you will say. I know what you about to do. So now you can read minds.
If you a mind reader,
So now you
go
can
ahead and spit them lottery numbers out.
right. So now you can read. Now you can read minds. And what I have to what I had to realize is a lot of people, cause I come from it where families talk over each other and don't really be listening.
Right.
And then I done been around some of my family where they do listen. You'll talk to them and they don't raise their voice or nothing. And y'all just sitting there and y'all just vibing. They'll say some stuff, then you'll say some stuff, and you know, y'all just exchanging. And I've been around some family members where it's the yelling over each other. Like nobody ain't really listening. So
Always trying to make your idea seem like a bad idea.
Idea,
Right.
you
And
wrong
their
as
idea, yeah, and their
that.
idea is God gives the earth the whole
Right.
while. It's
So I didn't been around people that have been through that, and I had to recognize like, okay, so that's even rewriting, rewriting the legacy, rewriting your legacy, because if you could see it in others, like for instance, I had a situation like that, and I seen what was going on, but I still didn't raise my voice. I just was like, I let you talk, I let you explain everything, and the whole while I'm trying to explain, that person was like, because I know what you will say. I know what you about to say. Okay. In that point, I'm changing my legacy because I'm sitting there like, but the whole egg in a nutshell is I let you speak. You explain everything you wanted to explain for almost 5 minutes. So now that I'm ready to speak, you don't even want to listen. And in that point, I'm changing my legacy because when I have kids or nieces, nephews, or I'm around younger cousins or whatever, and I'm allowing them to explain themselves, they see something different. Almost like with DeVale when he said when he asked, man, my baby 14. I remember he was Six Savage, but he had asked. He said he asked his son, and he was like, how do you feel about everything that's going on? And he said our baby broke down in tears because nobody never asked him that, especially no adult. So you breaking it when, whether it's your kids, whether it's your nieces and nephews, whether it's younger younger cousins, or even older cousins. You breaking it when you changing yourself,
Right.
because now you bringing that around them and they seeing it as something different.
Everybody deserves to be heard,
Right.
no matter the age. I sit there and listen to a 2 year old. If I could understand your sentence, cause 9 times 10, you telling me something that you want me to know. You have to.
The same person who argued with a 2 year old at time.
How old was I? That part. That part. Anyway, whole
And
while.
that's
Let me
one.
tell y'all something. That 2 year old now is almost a grown woman. So it's like that was so long ago, son. That was so long ago. Bringing up old stuff. See how people be bringing up your past
Send it
to
to the old address. Huh?
send. Yeah, take your advice and send it to the old address because I don't live there no more.
That's one of the generational curses. I often tell y'all that I have to, when I hear the little 3, 4 year old, 5 year old little great nieces I have, or something, they just talking. When they talk, I always tell them, don't stop them from talking. Let them express themselves. That's one of the things you can break by just not stopping those babies from talking.
Right.
Oh, you shouldn't say that. Don't say that. Don't say that.
It was done heavily back in the day.
Yeah, we used to always, that's a curse that our parents used to tell us, adults in this, none but adults in this room, you gotta go. Or you don't, you know what I'm saying? And I guess that was done to them. So to break it, I always tell them, I say, no, let them babies speak. That's the thing, we got to stop. Let them speak. They
And
need
they
to
speak.
speak. And them they say some stuff. It don't be no bad stuff. It's some stuff that you'll be saying, make you think.
Right.
Talking about the ones we blocked off from the steps that you told them, come on, y'all, let me show y'all how to get over the sofa.
Sofa.
So yeah, we got those in our family. They go try to outthink
And love
everything
all
you
of them
There was
do.
babies.
two at the
Yeah.
time.
Yeah, there was about two
Two.
Put a whole sofa
to
by
block
the
them
steps
from
so
going
they
up
don't
and down
go.
steps so they don't hurt themselves.
And then you
Still
go,
found a way.
Then you go say, "Come on, y'all, we could just go over
Over
the
the-
sofa." Why did we put that sofa there?
That
Y'all
was
go climb
pointless. It was
over the
pointless,
sofa.
sir. They gonna try to outthink you anyway. That's a good thing. That's critical thinking skills right there. That's how
Right.
you. That's
See,
how.
and that's how we look at it. We look at
Right.
it as, we don't look at it as they need to stay in a child's place. I'm looking at it like, look,
It was funny though.
She didn't throw it away.
She was bold and
Right.
smart about it, and she knew what she
And
was
she
doing.
was ready to teach her other 2-year-old little cousins. Look at y'all, we could just go over the sofa.
And they was following her too.
Right, following them up and down the steps.
But you know,
that's a whole nother story though. The kids, they even older now, but the
right.
kids is just
They like
funny.
6 now. Don't be afraid to break those generational curses. Let them go because
Right.
and you know what's the bad ones. Like you know which ones is hurting your family. You know which ones is hurting you. You know which ones is tearing stuff down. So you even if you gotta tear walls down to build it back up, it's okay. It's okay to do that.
And also in your family, and you learn that something is bad and you see it when you're around family and even friends. I ain't gonna just say family, even friends.
Right.
Call it out. Don't be quiet, because that's how we get in certain predicaments that the world is in now, because people are afraid to call it out and say it for what it is.
Right.
Don't be a yes man. Call it out. Don't sit quiet. Call it out.
That part. What she just
That's
said.
how you start rewriting and breaking the chains. You
Right.
start changing it, because now, for one, you probably gonna be called fake, or you can't say nothing around this person, or whatever this person. But the fake is, this is something I'm gonna say. They will call you fake because you tell the truth, but they will call themselves real, and somebody real that will lie for them. So who's really fake and who's really real?
The real ain't what they really want.
The whole thing, especially in our community, it been rewritten to just for the criminal. Like when I talk about the fake and the real stuff, and it even going community wise, like how you change it. Think about it. A criminal do something and you report it, you snitching, but you did it. But you will let that same person who say you snitched on me in the
You
community,
deem them as fake
you
because they
snitched
told
on
the
me,
truth.
they'll call you fake because you snitch. But the whole while, that person who did it allowed somebody else go serve the time, and the whole while they did it. If you so real, you gonna be like, I did that. You go claim your stuff.
Right, now run from your crime that you make them beds, you lie in them.
Right.
The funny thing is about that situation, that's the dumbest code I have ever heard of in my life. And the snitching stuff, it's not snitching if it's telling the truth. Somebody telling the truth. If the police ask them, did you see that? And did you know, tell people the truth and get it
Right.
over with. Call me a snitch all you want. It is what it is,
Don't
son.
hang around me because
I'm not holding
snitch.
nobody's criminalized secrets. If it's criminal, I ain't holding your secrets. But okay, y'all, that ends today's podcast about talking about breaking those chains. But before you go, make sure if you have any chains that you is trying to break, make sure you drop it in the comments. Let us know about it. We would love to hear from y'all. We talk back to y'all and everything. Just hit like, share, and subscribe on our video. And till next time, peace, y'all.